I just watched the short clip of Baba-Ahmed Tinubu, the presidential candidate for the APC, his address at the Chatham House in London. And I would say that it again does not bring anything different from what we have seen so far. For me, I was very happy with one of those who were in that place who asked a question. I think her name is Priscilla Wingy. And the question she asked was, if Tinubu is running for presidency, why is he not standing up himself to answer questions and asking those who were in some of those in his entourage to answer his questions?
I'm a freelance broadcast journalist. So you've spoken a great deal about what you've done in Lagos, and yes, we're very aware of it, and you're a team player because you're able to include everybody else, and we appreciate your team here today, and they're very capable, and we can see that they have the capacity and the capability. However, sir, you are running for president, and as Nigerians, to hear from you, because we believe the office of the president, if voted in, would be you and not your team per se. So on that note, sir, we haven't seen you engage with Nigerians on a one-to-one interview or at any of the live programs that has been going on. And I
was very happy because this is the same thing we had seen in other places where he had shown up, because we know that Baba-Ahmed Tinubu has, as much as possible, tried to run away from any of the debates or any of the fora that has been organized to host the various presidential candidates in the next coming elections. And this is because of the fact that he knows that he's not able to cope with the questions that are asked. And so the same thing we saw, we can see in the videos from the Chatham House, where he was asked, I think, 3 questions. He called on El-Rufai, and then he called on 2 of his of the people that were with him to respond to those questions. He is not yet the president of the country. If, as a president, maybe there's a question that is in a way has some specialized contribution, he could call on maybe a minister who is in that area to answer that. But now, right now, he is the person running for office. So he should be able to answer or respond to any question that is asked him directly, or maybe his vice presidential candidate. Shetima was not there. But one of the things I want to say is that I can see that there's a problem here. And this is what we have, what has been very visible at the different places where Baba-Ahmed Tinubu has campaigned. We have seen all kind of gaffes. We have seen sometimes him basically going in a different direction, or saying things that are completely out of context to the matter that's on the ground. And I could also see that Shetima himself has sometimes been very embarrassed. You could see that from his countenance. My people say that Ugbe na degegode eruomao. That is to say, the stone that you see coming will not blind you. Why? Because you see the stone coming, you'll be able to move your head away from the trajectory of the stone so that it doesn't hit you. But right now, we are seeing a group of people. It is very, very sad that El-Rufai the president of Kaduna State, who made such a scathing statement about Bola Tinubu, talking about Bola Tinubu's age, talking about Bola Tinubu's inability to cope with the stress of office because of his age, still going with him to London because of his own selfish interest. These are part of the people who are contributing to the problem we have as a nation, because people are not just honest. There have been a couple of people from the PDP and the APC who have said, look, yes, we are members of these parties. We are not giving up our membership, but we know that the candidates from our party will not be able to cope with the demands of office, and because of that, we withdraw our support for them. We are supporting Peter Obi and Datti because we know they are a more competent team. I think this speaks more of patriotism. It is not that they have betrayed their parties, but they are just speaking from a place of honesty, a place of a deep sense of conviction in their conscience. When you have a conscience, you'll be able to first satisfy your conscience. You should be able to ensure that the decision you are making, you are happy with it, you are satisfied with it, but not putting your selfish interest before any other thing. So for those who are propagating Bola Tinubu right now, they know that his health is problematic. He cannot cope with the demands of office in a nation like Nigeria right now. They also know his track record. Because why would, for example, if you look at the last, his campaign in Lagos, he did not say anything. Kwamwan was basically the one playing for most of the time. And all he kept saying was, load the music. So is that the kind of president we need at this time? Somebody who is not able to stand up to face the myriad of problems that we have as a nation. Somebody who is not able to speak convincingly on ways that is going to tackle the problems. Somebody who does not have the energy level to cope with such demand. That is not the kind of president we need right now. We can see what Nigeria has gone through under Buhari. And we still want to throw Nigeria into this. We still want to allow Nigeria to continue in this same trajectory. Nigeria will not survive it. And that's why I'm pleading with all Nigerians, irrespective of where you come from. This is not about you being Yoruba or Igbo or Hausa or wherever you come from in Nigeria. This is about you being Nigerian. This is about you seeking for the good of Nigeria and seeking for the deliverance of Nigeria from the mess, the colossal mess that the political class has brought Nigeria into. Believe me, we cannot allow Nigeria to continue under APC, because we know these are a bunch of severely compromised human beings who do not have any iota of sympathy or empathy for the ordinary Nigerian. The 2023 elections is around the corner. It's just a few days away. As much as Bola Tinubu, in a speech at the Chatham House, had tried to undermine the INEC, we know the INEC is doing its best to ensure that Nigeria has a credible election to come 2023. We also know that INEC is trying right now to checkmate all their dirty games they are trying to play in 2023. And so we need to commend the INEC, and like the INEC leader or chairman has cried out for, we as Nigerians need to support INEC, because we have seen them trying to burn down different INEC offices, trying to sabotage their logistics in different ways. But we need to stand with INEC in whatever way we can. For those who have INEC offices in their vicinity, they should be very vigilant to ensure that they do their own part in protecting those places. And for the APC, I think you guys need to be sincere to yourselves. You need to be very objective. You need to see the damage you have done to our nation, Nigeria. But Nigerians will call the shots, irrespective of the usual theatrics that we know the APC for, which Baba-Ahmed Tinubu and his team displayed at the Chatham House in London. Chatham House is not Nigeria. The electorate is in Nigeria. But Baba-Ahmed Tinubu and his handlers, they have tried as much as possible to run away from the electorate. They've tried as much as possible to push Baba-Ahmed Tinubu from directly connecting and addressing and speaking to Nigerians on a one-on-one basis. So my people, shine your eyes. Not let anybody deceive you. Do not allow anyone deceive you. Nigeria can only go through this with a team like Datti, Baba-Ahmed, and Peter Obi. They are the better team. I pray that God will lead you to make the right choice. Please, let us continue to pray for Nigeria, and let us also take care of our own civic responsibility as Nigerians. Go and collect your PVC if you've already registered. Go and vote on February 25th, and stay to ensure that your votes are counted, the results are transmitted electronically, and do not allow anyone or any group intimidate you. Stand and defend your vote. That is the only way we can see our results count in the next elections. And just before I go, I also want to say that Baba-Ahmed Tinubu, I'll say that he deviated. He never directly addressed the issue of Nigerians abroad, how they can get to vote. I think he tried to play around that particular question, and that is the same thing. Most of them who do not want Nigerians abroad to vote, it's the same game they continue to play, because they know that Nigerians abroad, they can very much turn the table against those who are not ready to do the right thing when they come to office. So those who are abroad should stand collectively to demand, to put pressure on the also compromised lawmakers of Nigeria, so that this law can be changed to give voting rights to Nigerians abroad. If Kenya and some other African nations can organize elections and have their nationals abroad vote, why can't Nigeria do the same thing? So it makes no sense saying that we are only just trying to deal with the basics of conducting an election. It does not make any sense. Nigeria, if we are honest to ourselves, we can have every Nigerian vote, whether you are home or abroad. So my people, the elections is just around the corner. Go and vote, and make sure that you allow your conscience and the demand or desire for Nigeria to be a better nation be the motivator when you vote. May God bless you, and see you in my next video. Amen.